You're watching Fox 13, and the 10 o'clock news starts now.
And it's a time to acknowledge our nation's brave for serving our country and protecting our freedoms.
Oh, yes, and survivors of war can face wounds that you can't see, and they last for decades. An organization is bringing awareness and healing to these soul injuries. Surviving battle comes with its own cost.
Another step, nice.
The physical toll of war can last a lifetime.
And just like you, my soul has been injured by military service.
And so can the emotional.
This is an opportunity to heal the wounds that your soul may be still carrying. This is the hard part.
During a ceremony in Tampa, veterans and families of veterans are taking what may be their first step in facing a soul injury.
How do we decide who we would see and who we did not with only 20 beds?
That I've been rehearsing his funeral for 8 years.
Soul injury is any time we get separated from our real self. And often how that occurs is from unmourned loss and unforgiven guilt and shame.
Deborah Grassman is the founder of Opus Peace.
We gather together to experience personal healing.
A nonprofit organization that provides educational programs like this one about soul injury. It was something she discovered while caring for dying veterans as a hospice nurse.
Often what I would see at the end of life is these memories, these guilts that would surface unbidden on their deathbeds.
Grassman wrote about those experiences in her book called Peace at Last.
Decided to dig myself in.
It spoke to Army veteran Buzz, who suffered his own soul injury after coming across the remains of a German soldier during World War II.
His helmet was still on the ground. His rifle was disassembled. Apparently an American soldier, and our troops were in that area prior to that, apparently came upon him and didn't give him a chance to surrender or anything, and he shot him right in the top of the head. That unnerved me, to say the least, and I had a job to do, so I took the helmet home with me. And for about 75 years, I never told a soul.
But that changed after he read Grassman's book.
That's when he felt released, and then he came and gave me the helmet.
I thought, holy cow, I can get rid of this and relieve myself of all the pain I've carried.
Great to see you.
Now Buzz is following in Grassman's footsteps, volunteering at a hospice for veterans in hopes of giving them peace in their final days.
My job is to get them to talk, because they want to talk to a veteran.
Soul injury can also apply to the families of veterans.
I know that he experienced some trauma, although he did not speak of it.
What I would say to family members is, let yourself grieve the loss of that person, because you're right. He or she is never going to be the way he or she used to be.
Grassman says it's not just the bravery of veterans that the country needs to recognize, but also their burden.
We wave the flags, do all the patriotic stuff, and that's important. Acknowledge them now, that's important, but it's not enough. What's more than that they need is to acknowledge the losses that they have sustained and to teach them and show them how to grieve, and also to learn how to forgive, especially forgive themselves.
Grassman says soul injury extends beyond veterans. It could also apply to victims of assault or abuse.